This is Hasani, just 2 weeks after he was born at the Woodland Park Zoo in early May. Running around and happy, thanks to these special shoes that were created for his back legs. Hasani was born with a rare congenital defect. Zoo staff noticed right away.
He was not supporting his weight properly on his back legs, so we knew within the first hour that there was something going on.
The special shoes allowed him to stand and walk with more control.
He was experiencing what we are calling hyperextended flexor tendons, which means that his back legs were bent over 90 degrees. So he wasn't walking on his hooves, which is what he should have been doing.
The condition, formerly known as hyperextended fetlocks, is more common in horses, so it's not something the zoo was anticipating. After taking x-rays, they decided to wrap his back legs to give him more support.
This is an example of some of the bandages that we put on him initially. And the goal of the first bandages was simply to protect that tendon, to prevent him from doing any more damage to it.
Zoo staff then started reaching out to colleagues across the country for advice. They determined Hasani needed custom shoes for his back legs. At first, they thought he'd need them for 3 months, but he only wore them a few weeks.
There is just a little bit of that kinesiology tape, that KT tape left on his fetlocks, but he actually doesn't need it at this point. He's standing and walking perfectly. We just haven't gone in to remove it. We're hoping he'll take it off himself.
Hasani's mom, Olivia, has done a great job of taking care of him, even with his medical condition. They are currently working on integrating him with his dad, Dave, and Aunt Tufani in the outdoor corral area. Once successful, they will move the herd to the roomier African savanna. Hasani was born as part of the Species Survival Plan, which is a conservation breeding program across more than 200 zoos in North America. Hasani is the third giraffe to be born at Woodland Park Zoo in 7 years. Prior to that, there hadn't been any giraffe births at the zoo in 20 years. As you can imagine, the decision to breed giraffes is made with careful consideration.
There's about 700 giraffe in these 230 zoos. And so it's important for us to work very closely and to communicate with each other with regards to our breeding decisions, because what we don't want to do is have too many giraffe in zoos, right? We want all these animals to have homes, and so we're very deliberate and very conscientious about when we make these breeding decisions.
In the wild, giraffes are found in Africa. Zoo officials say new estimates show a 40% reduction in populations, dropping down to fewer than 100,000. So the work being done at the zoo to educate the public and protect giraffes is very important.
What is he wearing on his legs? What do you see? Special shoes, that's right.
Even though Hasani has outgrown the need for his special shoes, the zoo is using his story to help teach young people and families about physical differences.
You're gonna give your panda a shot too?
Here in the Zoomasium indoor area, the early childhood education staff work with children to share the story of Hasani's start to life. They added special shoes and wraps to the Pretend Hasani, something that especially resonates with children who've had similar challenges.
In Hasani's case, we see connections between the ankle-foot orthotics that kids grow up wearing. Those kids who have had that experience will see Hasani and they sort of light up when they see his purple wraps, knowing that they've had those purple wraps too, or when they see his special shoes, that they've had those special shoes too, and they really see themselves in Hasani's story. Is it time to wake the giraffe up? There we go.
Children can pretend to be a veterinarian in this part of the zoo.
No, okay.
They can play with vet supplies like plastic stethoscopes, thermometers, and weight scales to check on the stuffed animal's health. Parents say they appreciate the lessons being taught here about Hasani's leg condition to better promote empathy and the understanding of differences, life lessons everyone needs to know.
Time with animals is always teaches compassion. So, but an opportunity to just see differences will always allow children to have more of an open mind.
And even though Hasani will soon outgrow the need for any leg supports, His challenging start to life is a lesson the zoo says will last for many years to come.
It's really a great way to connect people to animals, to realize that we're not that far apart, that we all have problems and things that we can overcome. And so the telling of that story through our Zoomazium program is actually, I think, helps kids and parents understand just the world around them and be a little more empathetic and loving to people.